So take advantage of the 5-minute warm-up, practice a pit entry or two.
Alright, welcome in everybody, welcome in. We are back at it here.
Welcome to hopefully.
We're back at it here in ISRC.
Hey Tower, can you clear my block?
We're on the verge of quitting. We basically did quit last week after Gateway. It was really frustrating and upset with this league, but let our emotions calm down a little bit, and we decided we will come back.
It's fine.
Well, we are back here.
Doing a pit entry anyway.
But we're at Motorsport, Canadian Motorsport.
No.
Park here for 50 laps.
No.
No. 19th here.
Oh god, I'm yawning already. This is not good.
Typical road course.
Alright, welcome to Canadian Tire. It's the
luck for us, but
Polite Moose 200. We're gonna have 50 laps around here. Stage will be at lap 15. We will not be throwing the yellow at the stage. Points will be awarded to the top 10 at the completion of lap 15. The green will stay out. We will not be throwing any yellow flags during this race, unless at the beginning of the race we get some massive, absolute crack blockage. So if we got 1-2 trucks off the racing surface, in the grass, or in areas, we're not going to throw yellow. If you go off track, please re-enter safely. No reckless re-entries, or you'll be facing a reckless driving penalty. If for some reason we do have a caution and it comes out at lap 10 or later, that will be considered stage. We will, if necessary, have 3 attempts at a green white checker. I doubt that will happen. Initial start will be on green, and any restarts, if there are any, will be at the leader's discretion. I don't think we have exact Geico restarts on. We're not going to have to worry about it, but it'll be on the leader. No fast repair. 4 additional tire sets. There's no incident limit, so don't worry about track limits and stuff. Please remember to stay to the left on pit road when making your pit stops to avoid any potential accidents
one stopper,
and avoid receiving a penalty on pit road. And no changing lanes on the initial start or any restart unless you're avoiding an accident in front of you or a potential accident in front of you.
But we're at 50 laps around
Have
this
a good race tonight, and we hopefully have a caution-free race for once. Yay.
It's better be caution-free or we got a fucking problem.
So this league needs some serious help.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
Hey, does anyone know what the hotkey is to toggle your black box in the bottom right corner? Just your regular one for relative and shit.
Which one? Which black box?
Just like your main one on the bottom right that shows like your relative.
F3?
It's the F keys.
F3. Oh yeah, I want to say F3 is relative.
There's a setting to where you can make it to where it like toggles through them.
Yeah, I have a button mapped to my wheel that just switches through them.
Oh yeah, there we go, I got it. Thank you.
Alright, well we're just going to do our best here, just try to keep the truck on track. Hopefully come away with the top 15.
I have everything set to my wheel, so I don't have to touch my keyboard.
Just done it. 22,
I'm in VR, so it's kind of tough to
man.
I've been in VR for many years. One of those things that once you start, it's hard to go back.
What are you running? A Vive?
Valve Index. Valve Index, and I love it. I mean, honestly, they're all pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
The one reason that people don't like the Index is because it's, like, wired. It's not wireless, but, like, I use it for iRacing, so I don't give a shit. I'm sitting in a chair.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Hang in there. Alright, warm-up's over, 50 laps. think it's a full pace lap. I don't know. I don't remember. But like I said, top 15 is the goal here.
Oh!
Race time here tonight at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
This is the first time I have ever ran the 41.
50 laps to figure out who's going to be winning here this evening. We do have a stage break at the end of lap 15. No stage yellow will be thrown. No
I've never ran the 41 before.
Sets of tires in pit road. We're only expecting one tire set to be
the
utilized
number that
here tonight because we have one pit stop with fuel mileage being around
I made a whole
30 to
custom
31 laps. Everyone's expected to pit after the stage. But tonight, we get prepared in racing action as we take a look at the starting grid as top of the board.
I said I'm boring and easy to remember because I have the same number on my leagues.
Yeah, well, I usually run the 99.
At the pole and led the most laps. Chase Schaefer, top of the board. Driver
left
us.
That's your own damn fault.
Left us.
Drivers to watch out for in row number 2.
Yeah, you abandoned us.
You abandoned us. You were looking like a championship contender. You up to the left.
John Forks to his outside, back in 7th and 8th.
It definitely was not that I did not want to run. I did want to, and I kind of
tied out.
just making sure you guys understand.
Oh, 13th's going to be the 24
Mark
Molly
Willie
Fonseca with fan favor back here in 14th.
Oh God, Whitley starting behind us.
15th's going to be the 50 of Samuel Garcia with 16
let him go.
Where is he?
I didn't know Presley did this league.
The Justin Seitz, Mark Whitley qualifying.
The rookie this season.
19th's going to be Dakota Moniz with 20th, rounding out 30 seconds.
Then at 21st, we find Mark Morales Jr.
Up and down.
He won.
Cody
What was that?
He's got to win.
Also another returning driver.
He's either up front
with
or
the 41 of Chase.
ARCA Series driver, not winning all the races.
82 of Austin Halsey.
I mean,
LeVar tried and he failed miserably.
For 24 drivers here tonight.
Okay, well, LeVar also isn't that good. So.
LeVar Scott?
LeVar Scott.
Sponsoring tonight. The 70 machine.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Showing up here tonight. One of the many drivers and people that have been affected with the major storms that happened over this weekend. Power outage.
I'm freaking at Toledo last year.
From a comments, he does not know what he's
such
doing.
work.
We hope for the best and safety for that 70 team. Other drivers that are going to be taking provision tonight is
See how this race goes
Smith,
first. I just want
as well
nice
as Michael
clean
Miller
race. That's all
going to
I
be
want.
missing out on this evening. As the drivers get rolling again, 10 corners.
Really wasn't starting too far with me then.
Have 2 apex points, so it's going to be a little bit trickier to get through those corners.
So how far can we go on?
Overall, this
About
track
30.
is a fun one to watch.
29 with about 29 with the lap here.
Drivers qualified. Who are you thinking our drivers are expected to be making
That's a
that
one
march
stop
through the field this evening?
You know, some of the ones first off, I think was
Figured it'd be more closer to like 25 though. Still,
he's back in 18. Definitely messed up his qualifying lap. I think Cody Reed back to
like a 26, but you know if you push too hard, could be 25.
Justin Campbell with Road America.
It's not quite like Road America.
So some of these drivers starting outside this top 18 even could really make
You
a
definitely
charge
say
forward.
something if you
like some Presley Sword
short
back in
shift the
11,
gears or if you float down these
There's
hills.
really a lot
Yeah,
of
but I mean, it's only 50 laps, so you don't really need to save anything. You're more worried about your tires than
A
anything.
little bit different than some of the other stock cars, such as the
Oh,
Nexus,
Austin's
where
starting
you don't really
behind
see
me, I
tire
think.
fall off.
Nice.
You do in these trucks,
Have
and
fun.
You will start to see some
Please don't
drivers
retire
fade
from the
away.
league in
While
about 5
others
minutes.
start to come into their
I hope.
own when it starts to happen. So it's gonna be
I hope
fun
he's
to
practiced
watch.
for this race.
A little bit longer race here too.
I do not believe he has.
That's reassuring. All the way around.
I had to message him to join.
Oh.
Getting to see Alexis 71 of Isaac.
Look, I only messaged him because you guys wanted to meet here.
I'm looking at how this field's been running here tonight.
People are running tonight.
Looking back at that
24.
there was a lot of hype
24.
around.
There
Could
it's a
be
much smaller
lap
field
one
than usual.
caution. With cold tires, the way that this
We've been
track
averaging
sometimes
like
ebbs
30.
and flows with those colder tires. This first
Pretty good for
1
us.
to 2 corners is going to be critical for this field.
Yeah, I mean, it's a road course, so what are you gonna
Which
do?
has been a talking
always
point
drop a
for
few
most of the
road courses.
league. How do you
Just
keep
want a
yourself
nice,
out
calm,
of trouble?
clean race. That's
There
all I
really
want.
isn't any safe
You're
place
fucking
here
insane.
tonight. Again, 50 laps in total. Stage
Ollie,
at the end of
go
lap
off to the wall.
15. It's
Yes,
all
sir.
about who can get into
Chase.
From the back, come on.
Chase, kill the 38.
To be inside of the top 10.
If the $10 is still on the line,
Solid
I'll
night for your yourself.
I'll give you 50.
Simply just
Oh my
stay
gosh.
on track for the whole evening.
Hey, that's
You're gonna have to wave that in front of me because I imagine this league is pretty strict with that.
Thank you for joining with us for race number 8 of the season.
No.
For your ISRC Lyria production truck
All right, here we go.
The Polite Moose 200 gets ready to get rolling. It's Chase Schaefer, Danny Cochran, side by side as he roar down into turn number 1.
Easy into one here on
we
cold
go.
tires.
Turn 1, who's going to keep it all together?
Norris already putting it 3-1.
Inside, Danny Cochran's hoping for the blitzing speed on the outside quarter panel, but a little bit of slipping and sliding back for third place, but it's all Schaefer.
What Whitley have on the outside here?
All the way back to fourth place, and it's going to be Christopher Norris, Jelly finding the spacing, and it's the 2 falling back to fourth place.
Man, for a moment there, I thought the two of Cochran had the preferred position to be on the outside of Schaefer there in that corner, but just a little too overzealous, too deep, loses the nose, and that caused them to lose 2 spots with it, with Christopher Norris jumping from 4th to 2nd. So great job from the 38, who actually finished 2nd to Schaefer here last time we were at this track. So the 1-2 in the same position we left last time.
And you're seeing drivers really trying to get on the brakes. This is turn 5, A and B.
Surprisingly wrecked through there, to be honest with you.
To not run into one another. We can see how tight
My bad,
the
Samuel.
A, B, 5B can be for these
Pipes
drivers.
is going to cause a wreck
We're good.
though.
The long stretch, this
Here, it's
Mario Andretti straight away, which is
Hey, all good.
2
All
corners,
good.
the slight kinks that they deal with on these straightaways. We're going to go into the quick turn 8. Well, this is further on back, racing for 16th, 17th position.
Sam is getting turned. He saved it.
Window, you're trying to go, and oh no, the 50. Slight contact,
We're good.
trying to keep it together. He will keep it straight, but major loss of positions. It's over 4 spots lost in just 1 corner.
Nice save.
That was contact between him and the 9 of Campbell and the 25 of Cody Reed. So the 2 trucks we thought that were going to be coming forward already making big moves to position them towards some towards the front, but having some contact doing so as everybody snakes down here to turn number 2 down this long left-hander.
Yeah.
These drivers up front, you see that for a quick moment. That's 46 Trent jump, just grazing the grass. And 7th to 1st, only 2 drivers to change positions. Christopher Norris, Danny Cochran. Norris up 2 spots. Danny Cochran down 2. And everyone else inside our top 7, right where they qualified. A little bit of movement's been happening from 8th on back. Drivers losing or gaining 1 position. And it's really going to be a sense of who's going to be saving their tires, who's overcooking them.
Yeah, you definitely got to take first gear out of the double apex. Just make sure you do not spin the tires. Like don't punch the throttle.
Floor it.
I mean, yeah. If you want to spin your tires,
flooring it.
Oh, Presley's wrecking.
Really make up.
He's saving it still. I don't know where he's going.
I see smoke.
Yeah, he's off the track. He was saving that in front of me for a while.
He's back here now.
I had to get way off, dude. I didn't know where he was going.
Broke away about 4 seconds.
He just lost under braking.
About a second gap back to
one driver having issues, losing a couple of handful of positions. Losing 3 spots.
I said he either runs up front or he wrecks.
It's a big cluster back here in the top 15.
And slid into the grass was the 12.
That's pretty spread.
Losing 3 spots back to 14th position. Has a lot of work to go forward, but it's all the traffic behind him that this 12's got to be worried about.
That's for sure. He has got heavy traffic behind him. And look at the 9 and the 25 still right here together. They also got Mark Whitley.
This fucker's trying to distract you. Don't let him
do that. Finally does close that door, makes the pass, and he'll move himself up to 17 out. His sights set on the
I wanted to go downshift, and I guess I didn't put the throttle right, and so it just like
you're not gonna lose
did it after I was on the throttle.
It hooked you, yeah.
Still watching again these drivers exiting out of turn 5B and just running into one another. It's basically they call it turn 5 A and B, but it's 2 separate corners. You really have to get your hands full of as each driver gets into one another. Small little bumps here or there. Down this long straightaway, trying to utilize the draft as much as you possibly can before going into turn 8.
Cody's trying to wreck back here.
Straightaway into turn 8. The passing opportunities are as great as some other past racetracks we go to as Cody Reed right in front of this 9, getting a little bit out of control as Mark Whitley just continues.
Oh, Cedric's off.
Cody's back here trying to wreck.
Those 3 drivers run on top of one another. Mark Whitley, big wiggle for himself as we hop on board.
Turn 1, yeah.
Sykes is around back here.
Probably 3rd gear. I mean, 2nd if you screw it up, but 3rd will save your tires a little more.
Some of these corners,
out of turn
shifting,
number
so I
one,
don't
he's gonna
not
get
spinning the
back
tires
on,
as
but
much.
That was close
Yeah.
to that action happening right there.
As long as you get on the throttle easy, you'll be alright.
Move himself back to 16th, but man, it's
Oh,
just
there's
showing
the
that
sand.
everybody's a little feisty right now. It's
Don't like the sand.
Looks like he's going to maybe take an opportunity to look at the 24.
I'll hide it one more time.
Trying to find a spot. Will Ollie just lay over, or will he continue to fight? This is for 10th place. Big point.
Alright,
Do we grab
locking
before
in.
this 24 that just needs to continue to fight? to
I
get inside
missed
the
it.
top
I
20
did the downshift
points,
thing that you
have
did, Chase, so
opportunities
you just
to
lost
have
it.
a win in your end scenario, as Cedric Hunter, on the other hand, just trying to fight to get as many points as possible for himself. Currently tied with 10th in points is the 13. From the likes of Larry, looking at this Larry Yingling machine, Zach, got a little bumper sticker for yourself.
Yeah, I just noticed that actually now until our producer started laughing in our ear for a second. But thank you, Larry. I appreciate the shout out.
Oh, why he would try to pass me right there of all places. That was dumb. He just cost us both a shit ton of time.
Some drivers have some fun out there, and Larry Yingling obviously having fun on the vehicle, but in front of him, having a little bit of a stressful moment. Also joining in the mix has got to be Joshua Stovall, as still Ollie Fonseca, hard defensive moves. And looking back to that Season 5 race 2 seasons ago, Ollie Fonseca at the 24 was probably the most aggressive defensive driver. I watched that whole entire race, and it looks like the 24 is right back at it once again as drivers are running wide, but they're willing to fight. They're going to be 2 by 2 as Larry Yingling is going to take the major advantage as Cedric Hunter loses major time.
Hunter almost gets into the 12 of President right behind.
Stuck to him, stuck to him.
The 42 of Stovall's coming to the pictures. Contact with Yingling in the 24 of Fonseca. This might open the door for the 42.
Holy clusterfuck.
3 wide.
Almost think about 3 wide, but Stovall's got to be careful. He gets back in.
I was trying to get off you, Larry, I swear.
Even more. It is a gaggle of cars. This whole train.
Me and Dakota just watching this happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
Me watching you guys disappear in my mirror.
2 by 2 heading into turn 8. This is a nightmare you don't want to see. Who's going to make it through this corner? Because
like,
no one
holy
has
shit.
time to give. They have to stay side by side. And a little bumps
Hope the
here or there.
broadcasters
They
were watching
continue to
that.
keep
This
it
is
together.
nuts. I ain't never
And
seen nothing like this
it's
before on a road course.
somehow Presley Sora's the one who sticks his way through all the madness.
He was the last one of this group when he came into that lap last time by. So he made up 4 positions in one lap.
The next car is Campbell.
Now Fonseca under attack. The 42 Stovall still stuck behind him, losing spots. This is looking like a plate race back here.
This is giving me flashbacks to what we were seeing at Bristol when Ollie Fonseca was kind of being stuck in trouble and following Cedric Hunter, who was kind of falling backwards.
Oh, that's the same
Now
for
it's
reals.
the 24 that's kind of been the machine that's going backwards.
Come on,
And if you get
Chase.
stuck behind him, you're losing track
I'm
time.
not very
as Ollie Fonseca
consistent.
stays
This is my
low.
one flaw, I
Cody
feel
Reed just can't get into the throttle, and they continue to try to fan themselves out of troubles and spots. And you hate to see that for Joshua
right,
Stovall, who
Cody.
was kind of trying to tag along with Presley Stora as Cody Reed. Ollie Fonseca make contact. More drivers bumping into one another. Mark Whitley muscling his way forward, and all these drivers. Turn 5 has been kind of the bumper car section.
Next time
of
keeping
this
up with Mark
course.
Whitley
You
should
get
say
that
something.
feeling Someone's gonna get turned. The question is, who will be the sad victim that does get tossed around?
This has been a great race. And it's bringing a smile to my face watching these guys battle back here, man, because this is what it's all about. This track here, the pass opportunities are few and far between, but there is opportunities, and 5 is where everything sets up. And it's just been fun to see them grouped up in that set of corners because, man, it's just such a slow speed corner that it gives that opportunity, that availability.
Easy to run out someone riding my fucking ass.
But I'll tell you one thing, it's starting to happen. The battle for lead's actually starting to heat up. Schaefer made a mistake last time in 5, and Christopher Norris is all over him.
He's all over him, and Christopher Norris going to be pushing a little bit more aggressive through turns 3. Also going to be seeing Shelley's with a bit of a slide. But heading through that Quebec corner of turn 3, Norris was just willing to give it all there. And now let's set it back up into turn number 5. Schaefer's going to be seeing Shelley holds on to that outside lane. Danny Cochran wanting to take advantage off the exit of 5B.
I think his top 10
Will
is
be side
actually
by
kind
side
of
for
compact.
3rd place, but Norris looks very quick through turns 1 and 2. It's the exit of
We're all just kinda cruising
2A
back
where he's
here.
been having the trouble to stay attached to this 41's back bumper, but this is close enough. This is that zone you're looking for that if there is a mistake, the 38 can pounce on it.
Damn it.
It's true, and then look at this back here, the balance, but he knows Shelley. It's going to turn him and Cochran.
Oh, Isaac Shelley's hard in the wall. He's out. Yep, final corner braking zone. He's in the tire barrier.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
He's still there, yep.
Yeah, he's fucked. I think there might be more to it because Danny lost a couple of spots. I think there might be more to that. Hey, here we'll find out.
Yeah, his engine is smoking, so that truck.
I thought I left you a lane.
Yep, there it is.
It is now 0.6.
It looked like possibly a little bit of net cut. I mean, it was definitely some close pitching here. The two of Cochran is going to go back and look at it here. He's going to get on that quarter panel on the 71.
Dropping like flies up
But
here.
I will say this, you know, with the angle of attack the 71 had, it looked he was always going to push wide there. And those two just coming together, a little bit of net code actually spins them out pretty aggressively. And that's just two drivers fighting for the same real estate.
It's just one of those bang-bang things. You're looking for maybe a little bit of extra space. I mean, we're still not even 10 laps into this race. We aren't even still close to the stage break. We just got halfway to the stage. And we're racing that hard. And for Danny Cochran and for Shelley, see the spin. 71 running third. Now we'll finish all the way back in 22nd position. You hate to see it for a driver that was.
I think if I pushed harder in that braking zone, I could bake up a lot more time, but I'm just trying not to plot spot or
now no longer there. But once
my
there's
shit
a
up.
battle for the lead, it's going to be Schaefer Norris side by side. This was a
Better to
battle
keep
we
it
were
on the
kind of
track.
denied 2 seasons ago, and now it's Christopher Norris having an opportunity. He's been looking a lot more stable on the inside in turns 1 and 2. Schaefer, though, giving a little bit of extra gas and keeps his nose ahead of the 38. But all this battling is bringing in Vincent.
it's really easy to do. I
and
feel like I'm
John
already faster than these guys
Forces
that passed me. I
Boy,
just
Norris,
gotta
big
get back
save for
around.
himself there.
Big save, yeah. It was a huge loss of time.
Everyone behind me was going full bore all at once. I got mugged up.
With these two racing up here, it's brought, like you said, Vincent Seward, John Ford's right back into the battle. Even if you're Danny Cochran, you're 2.4 seconds back from this. This grouping, all four of those together, and
Where I see it, Danny, is like I got right rib, but
stack things up, so
you look at it after the
The
let me
fuel
know.
window
what
for
you
these
think.
drivers, 31
whatever.
laps, so they're expecting.
From my vantage point, it looked like he overdrove it.
Danny Cochran and
It's close and it's just racing, but you definitely came up into him from where I saw it.
A little bit of wear and tear in those tires. Are
Tim
you
Falk,
thinking
look at it
about
afterwards.
going for that early pit stop to look for an advantage for this too, or are you pushing it as far as you can go and hope you got the better tires for later?
I mean, yeah, I overdrove it, but I feel like that's normal.
Okay,
Like,
Dakota, you're rigging it.
I'm trying to sit in wide, keep the position. Like I'm not gonna hug the apex there.
Slow into turn 4.
I mean, I'm not. I definitely. I didn't hit the apex for sure, but
stop here tonight is around lap 19.
I don't know. It kind of looks like he starts to turn
19's when
in,
that window's going to open up.
and then
A lot of your pit stops probably
yeah, I don't
around
know.
23, 24, 25. That region of maybe split in half just a little bit before halfway is when you're going to see a lot of these drivers most likely to do it.
Thomas Green's taking a field trip.
Opportunity to pit, you know,
You've just done it on 23,
and try to take its lead. So we'll have to see if there's that major plateau in the lap time, or does the drop off continue.
And you will watch the battle now for second place. Vincent Soar going to have one of his first attempts to try to.
Oh, 1X.
Norris, John Forbes, Norris's teammate, is lingering behind. The 11 continues to stay in foot, and the two blue machines look quick. And they've been patiently
You're doing a good job, bud.
waiting to
Thank you.
run down our leaders, and they are finally there. And Schaefer
Holding
has
just so many
looked to be
snaps, though.
wounded
I don't think that's
for the
good.
past, I would say 5 laps or so. Since we hit that marker, we thought there was going to be a transition on the tires. Norris thought maybe he'd capitalize, wasn't able to, and now it's Vincent Soar, John Forbes looking very strong at this current time. Other battles that are happening on track 9th place. You got Pressasora and Cedric Hunter on who's going to be getting better bonus points between 9th and 10th place. And then outside of top 15, Joshua Stovall and Justin Campbell just got done with their duel, and Mark Whitley starting to get into the fray there on who will be inside of our top 15. But with 10 laps to go, who will be the stage winner is the true question at this point. And Sora is Presley Sora, you see on screen for the 12 and the 13 of Cedric Hunter, giving a good show for 9th and 10th.
These two have been kind of glued together for this majority of that road. We saw Cedric Hunter lose a spot trying to pass Fonseca, and really Presley sort of used that to his advantage to hop in front of him. Those two have kind of walked away from their England. He just kind of fell back to his own by himself in 11.
Oh, no.
Gaps continue to grow, but it's still that grouping.
Right.
Oh, I double shifted.
Still kind of singled up. Is this the 24 Fonseca? He goes around through turn 2.
Ollie's night just continues to get worse. As
it shifted all the way down to first.
5 positions for himself. Now going to be back in 17th place. And it's tough because Ollie Fonseca used to be a very consistent road course driver for the first, I would say, 4
I think I'm okay. I
seasons
just
of
lost a bunch of
ISRC
spots.
Truck Series. He was always inside of the top 10, battling and consistently. There's Mark Whitley. Stovall getting into contact.
Head down.
They continue to
Yeah.
Whitley muscling his way past that brown machine. And Whitley.
How's the damage?
Willing to use some elbows there through turn 5.
Okay, we got tires.
I
don't
think I hit hard at all.
Using every bit of room.
Still don't have any pace, man. Fortunately.
Whitley hits him in the middle of the second complex in turn 5 right there, and then gets away from the 42 because he's going to want to quickly do that when you use that, those elbows a little bit. Sometimes you got to get away quickly so they can't use the elbows back on you.
As now Sobel's got to recenter. He still has to defend. There's more drivers behind him. Ollie Fonseca is going to be trying to get back on an attack on the 42, but up front, we got to go back to that for second place. Christopher Norris's tires are fading quickly. He's tried multiple attempts to go after Schaefer the last 2 laps, and it just has not worked out. His tires are starting to fade away. Mistakes are showing off the exit of the corner, but still defending is Christopher Norris over Vincent Sora. Now John Forbes, Danny Cochran, they're into the mix, and what's crazy is Danny Cochran's caught him all back, even with that incident between Shelley and Cochran. That 2 is back into the mix. Our top 5, all within a second and a half of one another.
Last time by, Danny Cochran a 1:21.9. No one even within a tenth of him. There's now the 15 up to the outside of the 38, and that's going to send him off track.
Off into the gravel.
He was about wrecking in front of me.
Be careful getting back out on course. Luckily, there's no other close battles around him, but that's a major loss of time. Went with a very gutsy call going on the outside. I don't expect anyone to make that pass.
You better watch it or I'm going to punch you, you hoser.
Into a fresh set of tires. I am shocked this late into a run. You're attempting that big of a move.
That was a gutsy move for sure, go around the outside there. It is a move that can work if you can keep it alongside through the right-hander. The be on the inside, the left-hander, of course, you'll be back on the outside for the final corner. So it is a tough, spot to try to say set up a pass, but it is a possible passing zone for you. But I think right there, what really happened is the 38 was defending that inside. The 15 goes to the outside. The 38 kind of slides over into the braking zone to kind of squeeze that 15. I don't know if it spooked Vincent Sora, but it seemed like maybe he caught the grass a little bit, but lost the rear of that race car, and that made him make a mistake. And now he's making a mistake behind these guys in turn 5, so he's going to lose even more time until about 4 seconds back from this lead. So 15
fighting that whole corner.
Regather it up as he's lost a good chunk of time after battling for second.
Has to be careful, continues to lose time. Trent Jump and also Thomas Green, who kind of been in their own no-man's zone, just continue to hit their great marks. And again, some drivers are racing for great points, others are racing for a win. Majority of the drivers out here on track are just racing to stay on course, and that's what Trent Jump, Thomas Green, Joshua Kanata, those 3 drivers, those
in front is now
6, 7, 8 on track currently.
The key here, man, to have a good finish is keep the nose clean. That is, so a lot of times I always tell drivers that don't feel confident in these tracks is just keep it on course, limit the mistakes, and at the end of the day you'll end up with usually a pretty good finish because of the attrition and the mistakes that happen between so many drivers on a tough racetrack like this. So something that I really look for drivers to be able to do is just be able to keep it on track.
Trying to keep it on track has been our front 10, majority of them for the night. We'll have that one issue with Shelley and Cochran. Going to be a smudge of our top 6 drivers on the way that they were racing one another. There are a couple of close groups, though, that continue to race on. One of those being the pack that's racing for 13th. You got Joshua Kanata, Cody Ray, Mark Whitley. They're giving it their all, but they are outside of the top 10. Those are not those points you can be grabbing for yourself here tonight. They need to be trying to run down Larry Yangling currently, but a big scare happening on track. Trent Jump, we just praised him. He disappeared for quite a while, for almost about a quarter of the track. He was off of course, and now is back on the session, still in 6th place. But those internet
I was really hoping maybe for a top 10, but
could easily be bumped out. You have more dropouts like that.
That's for sure. Yeah, you don't want to see that. happen too much for yourself because they can quickly not count a lap sometimes when you count the like, wrong spot. So Jump's not going to want to see that, but I tell you what, it's heating up. The lap times are still closing in for Chris Edwards. He's starting to close back up Chase Schaefer. Vincent Sora's the fastest truck on the racetrack, and he's closing back in on the battle ahead of him. We have far from yet to see the battles up front. It's even throughout the field right here. You're watching Cameron, Reed, and Whitley, who have been kind of mired together. They are all battling still.
They continue to put on some of the best shows on track currently. Is this battle for 14th position? Other great battles again has been our top 5. Danny Cochran and John Forbes racing for 3rd place. That is one of the closest drivers on track for position. As we are on the white flag of the stage, it's all about who crosses the line. Our top 10 that are going to get those stage bonus points. Everyone in the top 10 easily going to be in those positions to get bonus points. As Cedric Hunter has a 4.5-second lead over Larry Yingling for that 10th place position. The question is, inside of the top 10, where will drivers finish? Because Presley Sora and Cedric Hunter, they're close to one another. Kanata and Green, they're close. And you see on screen, the battle for 3rd is raging on. John Forbes, Danny Cochran, they're close, but they're not close enough to make a pass on the exit turn.
Would like to get in front of him, that'd be nice.
Stage winner here tonight for the Polite Moose 200 is going to be the returning driver, Chase Schaefer. Congratulations to the 41 team as everyone else continues to race on. Here's the battle for 10 off the exit of turn number 10, and it will be the 12 holding strong over Hunter for 9th position.
Oh, he's going to drift off into one, losing the rear end there. Sora, this might be Cedric Hunter's best opportunity here with a good run heading to turn 2. Does he look down the inside?
You're really
Tough
Stovall
make a pass because
now,
we're pitched off.
0.6.
Really want to trunk wants to spin out as we go down that
place.
hill.
That was
Now Sora going to have the inside here for this
123.53.
next right-hander. We'll see if Hunter can maybe do the crossover. That's going to be the best way to set this up before we make a pass.
Trying to back off, go for a crossover move, and set up for turn number 5. Big possible.
Ignore that fucker in the
Now
mirror.
to the
Stick to your line.
exit, setting
Nail those
up, and
exits.
Sora
Yeah,
continues
we're
to
trying again.
move and do everything possible to make this truck a little bit bigger than it actually is. But Cedric Hunter does not see an opening at this current time for turn 5. Instead, will stay in the tire track, sets up for a better exit, but there's no wiggle, just got a little overzealous, saw the opportunity, and maybe if a little bit smoother on that throttle, could have had the better exit, but instead, wants to stay behind. So going to be that of Presley Sora for another lap.
This is a great example of why it's tough to pass here. It is so easy to get close to somebody, but it's hard to be able to get back to the power and be able to use that momentum to get to them. It's so easy just to spin the rear tires up, overheat them, overwork them. The next thing you know, you're just losing time to the driver ahead of you on the straightaway. Whereas that's the place you want to gain time. The straightaway is the easiest place to gain it. And when you're not putting the power down to the ground, that is not happening for sure. So Cedric Hunter going to probably try to reformulate something because it's mostly a battle between those two.
Dig around his 42 truck.
Not too far up the road. Actually having a mistake is the 16th, so they'll probably actually come into the picture here. We're looking out
Come
here.
on, get your head back into it. Keep it smooth.
Yeah,
Focus on these lines. 18. The lap time was at 23.46.
Presley Sora and others. 16. Kind of has been in no man's land. At moments has been close to Thomas Green. Will resettle and run for himself. But other battles are happening on track. The battle for 3rd place looks to be seeing Danny Cochran attempting another pass, but not getting teammate help until now. Vincent Sora will drop to the inside and try to work with the 2, but John Forrest continues to stay side by
with the worst
side.
times too.
Into the dangerous turn number 8, where we've seen the most issues for driver strike trying to go for a pass. They'll stay side by side. John Forbes continues to march his way as they're almost bouncing off of one another down into the S's of turn 9, setting up
Not a lot of
turn
places
10.
to pass on
They
this track
still
either.
stay side by side. Danny Cochran's in the better position, but Forbes trying to hold
Okay,
strong on the
Dakota,
outside
stay
group.
close.
He'll
Wait
stay
for
there.
him to make a
Vincent
mistake.
Sora almost thought about going 3 wide. Instead, will push his teammate into turn number 1, and somehow they're still fighting back and forth. And Cochran pushing and shoving every way possible to keep this 3rd place position, but just cannot complete it yet. The grass is calling, but they both stay on track.
Oh man, this battle is wild, but it's holding all 3 of them up. Vincent Sora
Got a really good run on the other one before that.
See his teammate go by, but he also wants to get by him as Cochran makes the pass. So does Vincent Sora. Now Sora is going to go to the outside of his teammate. This could be his opportunity here. Does he fall behind?
Falling behind or let your teammate go. The tough decision and the amount of tires that you had to work on to even make that pass happen. has got to be frustrating because you just went from being within a second and a half to your leader. Just over a lap of battling back and forth, you've lost over 3 seconds. I mean, this is crazy amount of time that was lost for this pack of 3 compared to our front 2.
It's wild to see when you lose that much time just racing side by side, but it's because this track is
All else fails, I'm about to beat Cody Reed.
When you get side by side,
I have to.
The outside is just holding.
I have to.
On the door, not allowing them to use the full
That's the
racetrack.
bar, huh?
And then when you're on the inside, you're not able to put the power ahead. So you can't go
That's
fast.
the line.
It's really one of those things where it just slows both of you down, and it really makes you lose time. So you're gonna have to be getting on that horse, the 2 and the 15, if you want to go catch our leaders.
5 Dakota has had a rough couple of weeks. At one moment, he wasn't going to be returning for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I won't do it if I do that again.
For tonight's race, currently racing with Samuel Garcia for 18th position. But Dakota, not the strongest road course driver. Currently, is just
Give it
trying
all
to
away
stay
again.
on track. And 19th position, not the worst place to be. As there's been other drivers that have had worse nights. As 4 currently sit in pit road. Austin Halsey will not be able to finish out tonight's race. Justin Sutton and Isaac Shelley both called it an evening after early troubles. And Tyler Dangler, he announced, talked about, said he was going to just do a start mark, run a few laps, and then call it an evening. And he'll be 21st position, just sitting in pit road watching tonight's race. Only 20 drivers officially out on track. And lap traffic doesn't look to be a factor just yet for our leaders, but one factor that's about to grow is pit stops. We're about to hit the window of green flag pit stops opening up for at least the fuel window, and we'll see who's willing to take that early stop, an early advantage, or is everyone going to split this race in half? I think that's going to be the big question, Zach, of who's willing to make that early gamble.
Sorry, the cat was fucking climbing on top of me going into 5.
The big question, because
It was like the worst possible place to do it.
I think the question for me is then what do the leaders
Oh, man.
Because the leaders, again, Christopher Norris, Chase Schaefer, just right on top of one another. And while I say that, Danny Cochran is 7/10 to a second faster than our leader. So he's quickly closing in. Same for Vincent Sora. Those two's longer place looks to be immaculate. The strategy could be what wins you this race. So the 41, the 38, the 2, the 15, all of them have to be thinking.
All right, Dakota, the next car is Stovall, car number 42. A license.
I mean, looking at the pace of everyone that's in our top 4, or you can even say our top 5 at John Ford, whoever's got clean air besides Chase Schaefer is the faster machine that's out there on track. I think everyone inside of our top 5 has some type of speed, from 2nd to 5th, has faster speed than Schaefer if they've got clean air in front of them, but just no one can find an opportunity to get by Norris or...
I have a paw in my neck right now.
You have to just keep at their pace, even if you catch up to the front 2.
That's exactly right. And Schaefer, a little
defensive, mate.
mistake there. And down to the edge of that corner, that closed the gap back down as Christopher Norris does look really good through this last section of the track. If he can just get ahead, I think, like you said, he can probably put down some quicker lap times than what Schaefer's doing and try to open that gap back up. But Cochran and Sora, both of them behind both. Again, a half second to about 7/10 quicker those two were. And even John Ford is matching our leader. So like you said, again, clean air is just seeming like it's king.
I was about to say, what if we just shortcut him?
Looking at Danny Cochran, I mean, every time we exit out of turn number 10, seeing the shots in the front 2.
Oh, he already pit.
That 2 machine was being very
Yeah, pit window is open.
off the exit of these corners. He is putting everything down.
Okay, right now you'll be
That's a sign to
tight,
me
you'll
that
probably
he
be
knows
okay.
Pit stops are calling very quickly. Might as well use up all the rubber you've got left as you hop on board with the 2 as he's hitting every mark possible to go for a good run. First driver hit pit road, though, is going to be Cody Reed back in
Maybe we should come next time.
position. Yeah, we'll see if the 25 can gain any advantage here right when the fuel window opens up. As you see the
Sucks, I feel like we make these last longer.
trying everything possible to run down our top 2.
That he is. He's trying a lot of things. I mean, it seems like the fall off has kind of plateaued out, so I'm interested to see if maybe a undercut like Cody Reed's doing works out for the 25. So we'll see how that shapes up. But your Cochran, you can kind of see up ahead. The 38, the 41 are almost side by side, and that's kind of what you want to see because you saw how much time you lost battling with the 11 machine. Well, you want to make sure that that is not the case. That plays out this time.
Okay.
Right here, Cochran a little bit tight
Right
there.
here.
Okay, exit, it's just ended up gathered up on the exit curve. So again, right there, much quicker than our top 2 out front and gaining time.
One of the running jokes.
Make sure you stay to the left on pit road as well.
Danny Cochran was if he didn't get caught speeding back when they first ran here at Low Sport
inverted pit
2
road.
seasons ago. The only time they ran
See, could have found it actually.
had a spin out. He looked to be the fastest driver run down Schaefer, but then was caught speeding going into pit road. That's an easy mistake these drivers can have of just overworking these cars on track as well as going into pit road. You've got to be careful as now into pit road is going to be the 13 of Cedric Hunter. You can see the very top of that pink machine. Here's the league chat's favorite driver.
Yeah, 3 minutes of optional. Holy fuck.
Joshua Stovall was able to make the pass over those drivers that have pitted. Now up the
How'd you hit?
position. It's this 42 machine.
Everything.
You hit the world's hardest gopher roll, I guess. I don't know.
About an 8-second gap behind there. So a little bit
When he double
right now,
downshifted, he did get air.
Oh dear.
He's gonna flirt with this
Yeah,
extra
He was
grass.
in the air for a little
Close
bit.
in just that little bit more. Same with the 50th Samuel Garcia.
Pretty crazy.
I think 100 with the new tires only going to be about 9 seconds back from this group. So we'll see how fast the tires
Ollie
are
Knievel
once
up
they
in here.
take off. But man, I'll tell you what, definitely a lot of drivers I think wanting to get the pit road. But
I think I'm gonna
it's
pit this
because
lap.
This time, Sam, your last run of the race is the longest run of the race for you. So you're going to be struggling just as much.
Gaps now,
Not
0.33.
Yeah, he's finding out how bad you really want to deal with these tires. You want to deal with the tires being awful all the way until 20 to go, or do you want to pit halfway and just make it an equal troublesome spot for the first half of the race to the end? Some of the drivers have already pitted. They've made the decision. The second half of the race is going to be the toughest part of this whole entire race. You got to be pushing and being aggressive while saving your tires. As it looks like Joshua Stovall is making the call. Pit road 442. And whenever we hear that beeping sound, that's when the drivers are entering pit road. You're going to be hearing that beeping sound get a lot more active in the next 2 laps once we get halfway in this race. Lap 25 to 30 is going to be the big time that we see the majority of the drivers in our top 15 make that pit stop strategy call for themselves. But up front, it is still Chase Schaefer, Christopher Norris.
Fucking curb hooked me around.
2.5 second gap back to Vincent Sora now, leading that pack of 3 of Sora, Cochran, and John Forbes. They're trying to make their way forward. I think that was probably a team call of, you know what, I'm not running them down anymore. You give it a chance, Sora, to go run down our top 2.
Christian.
Christopher Norris is too. Same as old Christopher Norris coming into pit road. Early stop for him. I like this call. Man, he almost made a mistake. He caught the guardrail there. But I kind of like this call here at early stop. It's being quicker than
Yeah, Forbes is into a lot of the front runners are starting to pit.
This could be the right decision for this 38-team. But went back and also looked at it for the position for the 2 machine.
Still there.
He actually went off in turn 5. That allowed Vincent to get a nice, clean, easy pass on him. So we'll see what happens with the 2 of Cochran. Will he come to pit road quickly? Because they know now that John Forbes also pitted. They can get jumped by the 11, and they don't want to be passing John Forbes once again.
No, and I think for the likes of Christopher Norris, I think for sure this is the best
speed limit is 35 miles per hour. Activate limiter. Box in, 2.
You're not trapped behind other drivers. This is a great call to 38. For Chase Schaefer, though, this is going to be a big question mark. Do you retaliate this lap or the next? Because if you wait a lap, Christopher Norris should, in theory, take over that lead position just based off having better tires for an extra lap. Chase Schaefer, on the other hand, open maybe for some mistakes that could crack and help out his 41 to keep the lead position. It's Sora, Danny Cochran. They have their own race, and they stay in front of the 11 machine. And here we go. This is going to be a big question. Is pit road calling for the rest of our top 3, or do they stay out for an extra lap? And Schaefer stays out for an extra lap. It looks like for Vincent Sora, he's showing.
Damn it, still will be
just go to pit road. It is pit road for the 15. It is pit road for the 2. For Trent Jump, he stays out for an extra lap. He'll take over that second place position.
Very interesting calls here for Chase Schaefer. If you're Schaefer, I don't think you can stay out for another lap after that, because that's just going to allow possibly 4 or 5 trucks to jump you. If you got a pass trucks we've seen already, the clean air has been very valuable. As soon as you get the truck off the nose of your truck, everybody's been quicker than Schaefer up front. He's just been managing the lead very, very well. Will he come down this time?
I just needed a couple left for the tires get warmed up.
Fuck me, dude. 3x.
Drivers entering pit road, getting service.
2 of them in the same damn spot. That's annoying. Get together, Dakota.
Ahead is now 2.0.
By Larry Yingling in the 62nd. Yingling is not just laying over, he is still fighting for the 5th place position. Norris with fresher tires just doesn't look like he's willing to be aggressive here. He's hoping to see the 67 just move over and let the fresher tires go, but Yingling, he's got his own mindset because he's helping out his teammate of Vincent Sora.
Well, I'm not doing a good
to
job
run
making these
down
last,
this
am I?
gap. The gap is shrinking quickly for the battling between 6 and 7. That could be for the lead once Schaefer enters pit road.
That is a critical positioning.
The leader,
Sora,
Schaefer,
you
is
are
pitting.
licking your chops as the 38 big wiggle there. Couldn't get the power down. Now stuck again behind England for this set of corners. This is huge for Christopher Norris. It has been a huge
Trent, number 46, is leading the race.
Sora, he is looking to be in the prime spot, and we'll see.
Can't
now
fix the
as
damage. Oh, do I have
Schaefer,
fucking...
Yeah, he's in the pit road, so this is going to be interesting to
Sides
see.
for
Did he
damage?
hold up 38 enough to where the 41 still comes out the lead?
He finally gets out of the way, but did he help Vincent Sora too much to the fact that they helped out Chase Schaefer? Schaefer's about to be leaving pit road as they're exiting into the front stretch. Schaefer's exiting out of turn 1 out of pit road, and Larry Engling helped out Vincent Sora to close in the gap to Norris, but it backfired. Neither one of them are ahead of Schaefer. It works out for the 41. A dagger that hurts both Norris and Sora was following Larry Engling for that long.
Yeah, just keep it on the track and you gotta win.
Christopher Norris, you are right now not in the greatest of mood after all that, because it did not play out how you thought it was. You thought you were going to undercut. You were right behind the 41 of Schaefer. He was closer to Schaefer than he is right now when he came to pit road, and that is going to be a huge punch to the gut of that 38 team. Is the 15 of Vincent Sora. We already saw him in the 38.
We're halfway home. Yesterday,
hard racing
24 laps of fuel left.
15 and off, and
Should
now
have been
we'll
slapped
see
in the
is
session.
willing to use that bumper to get around the 38, because I don't think he can wait too long for the 38 here.
No, I don't
Can't tell if Ollie's actually talking or
right now, because Chase Schaefer
it's
is
like a
on the
background
way.
noise.
I think you can hear me a little bit through his mic.
That's
Later
probably
on,
nice.
Yeah, you're hearing me
knows
spot.
They've got a better long run pace than Schaefer, but the question then will loom of who's going to be in second place.
I'm
Who's
been a
got that
colossal
killer
fuck up
instinct,
better into
because
this.
Christopher Norris, he was just looking for an opening that just never happened. England was blocking, defending, and did everything possible to hold back.
Almost hit the
38
damn concrete
as
rail.
Norris now, he's got the killer instinct of let's
would've sucked.
block Vincent Sora. Your teammate held me back. I'm going to try to hold you back now. Drifting and spilling out, almost dumping it was Christopher Norris, but keeps his nose ahead at this moment. But Sora ultimately had the better run, had to take that position away.
He had to take that spot away, and yeah, the 38, they're just going to go ahead and give it over.
Dude, you're so dreamy. Look at you just
notice
fucking
that if they
run.
battle, they're just going to lose the overall time to Chase Schaefer. I mean, if you're Christopher Norris here, you got the older tires now, 1 lap older than Vincent Sora, 2 laps older than Chase Schaefer. You have to take a deep breath here, let the run come to you. You know you were quicker than Schaefer out front, who had that clean air.
Austin, is fucking the Cosbilla server still even a thing?
Seconds. B17.
Yeah, no, they're, I've been on the phone and stuff like that, but, they're testing, most of the guys are testing their shipper championship tomorrow.
Seeing how much time they can run down on the rest of the field. But again, it is a 1 lap difference between Chase Schaefer and Vincent Sora, 2 lap difference between Christopher Norris
How's JD been doing?
and
You doing better?
The long run pace looking to be in the advantage of everyone else behind the 41.
You need to get an outbreak, by the way. You play the short chasing game with this.
Yeah, I think it's a little late.
Sora racing
Fastest lap for
battling
21,
between Vincent Sora and Christopher Norris, while battling for 5th place. John Forbes and Danny Cochran are having a great duel between one another. Here's Mark Whitley and Thomas Green having a battle for 12th place. Mark Whitley trying his best to stay in front of this newly numbered 61. Jared Thomas switching up that number heading into last week's race. Gateway
16th place.
and Mark
Ahead is
Whitley
now
taking another
2.7.
position. That's up to 12th place now, and might be able to get
I had a nickel for every time I made a mistake and let you buy it at
now
too.
going to pit road.
That's true. Whitley definitely doing a good job here of really recovering late in this race. So 77 going forward is he's kind of lost touch to the 9 of Dustin Campbell, who we saw earlier he was kind of stuck to. But at the same time, it's like, you know, anything could happen here. This track, you know, big mistakes happen. So
Whoa, there's a mistake. Jared
Yeah,
Talmadge going with a slide for the 61 machine. Luckily, no one else around, so able to gather it back up. And all that time lost that he was battling with 77.
And that's the scariest, Phil. When you have that moment like the 61 had going down through these downhill corners. It's so wild. There's no end in this battle here, like you said, was raging on. With 11 trying to hold back the 2 of Cochran, who knows how tough it was to get around this 11. I think he's going to be trying very quickly to get this done.
Car number 41 is now in the lead.
I mean, it's always fun. Again, we've been covering this series for so long as Trent Jump now goes into pit road, giving the lead now to Chase Schaefer, who's been dominating this race. But we've been watching the ISRC Truck Series all the way since
Presley wants a record on.
race back in season 1, and seeing Danny Cochran.
I wasn't seeing Alex make freaking contender.
Of constantly practicing with one
Dude, I was on his box when he was doing it, dude, and we lost our shit.
Practicing as much to one another, but still having the
Glad he
respect.
made it.
And
It's so
now
crazy
this-
Carson didn't make it because he
How much respect
freaking
are you
lost his
willing to give
license.
him, or is that bumper screaming out?
It's the most
That was
Carson
kind of on me
thing.
too. I kind of
Ever.
well, my dad.
It's funny, in the context before that, he got suspended the week before because him and a
No, I
bunch of
can't hear
people.
my father. I'm sorry.
Yeah, can we like calm it down a little bit? Yeah.
Put the power down in the 11.
We're really trying to race here.
A really masterful job. Given just enough room to get a good enough exit.
Yeah, I mean, right there is just textbook. How do you squeeze somebody, but also give that spacing, like you were saying. And John Forbes will defend for 4th place as Vincent Sora still 1.4 seconds behind Chase Schaefer. A lot of time needs to be run down, but we still have about 20 laps to go. As we will, I think, take our first commercial break of the night. As I know the racing action is getting hot and heavy, but for us, we have to step away for a quick moment. It's been a great call to watch these drivers go back and forth. The question then looms of who's going to have a better call at the end of the night of positioning for yourself. But for us here this evening, we will step away when we come back.
Thanks, Martin.
Racing action for the ISRC Lara Production Truck Series for the Polite Boost 200 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We'll be back right after this with more great racing.
Yeah, it sucked. I can't help myself from crashing at a road course.
Your lap times have gone to crap.
I don't know how the fuck I held on to that.
Martin, go on.
I was full 180.
There's an incident.
Sorry, I got stopped at the one. Shit got me.
Yeah, I hear you.
It just, the nose just didn't set like it had been.
That turn just kills me every time too.
How the fuck is that possible?
Thank you. Get the better brother than the store.
Presley sped in the pits, by the way.
get on this corner now.
What now?
Just 23.08. There's an incident in that corner. Looks like it's Morales.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Practice
to
kicked my ass, man.
Productions Truck Series, Season 7, Race number 8, the Polite Boost 200 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. It's been a fun one so far to watch. It's been all Chase Schaefer up front, but being run down by Vincent Sora. But did Vincent Sora overcook his tires? Is the true question, because the laps are ticking away, and the 15 it's kind of gone to the same spot the Norris,
Okay,
Norris
Dakota,
for the
you're
first half of this race. You can catch the 41, but passing him is a different story. Speaking about Christopher Norris, he is fourth, second sophomore leader back in third. And we've had a nice duel for fourth place, John Forbes, Danny Cochran. But you've been watching throughout that commercial break the battle for the 12th position. Cody Reed, Jared Talmadge, Larry Engling. Talmadge has been struggling to make the pass over Cody Reed. He continues to follow in line.
Martin.
But I want to say thank you for joining with us on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. My name is Sam Geyer. Joining me up the booth as always on Monday nights is Zach Hall. And Zach, I mean, Chase Schaefer has looked so stable on this second run, and he continues to look strong, and he will hold back Vincent Sora for now over half a second. But this group of three, I mean, this has been a fun pack to watch throughout the commercial break.
It really has. This grouping has been wild because you got Yingling on the freshest tires in there. He's got 2 laps fresher than Talmadge, but he's got about 7 laps fresher with the 25 Reed. So it is definitely, the tires starting to show their age a little bit. For Reed, who's just, more of the road course regular guy, we know that's really strong at these things. He's trying to hold back 2 drivers who are a little bit fresher tires and maybe trying to get around these limping old tires.
Other great battles are happening on track. Also,
there we go. We can find a way around this guy again.
Before pit stop, that pit cycle started.
That was at 23.89.
Passed by Dakota Monique, but with pit stops being made, Stovall's to the undercut, able to pass the 5. Their duel is back on for the 16th position. But those are the big 3 battles that are happening for the lead for fourth, as well as the pack in the middle of the fourth grouping. Stovall and Dakota Moniz. We've had plenty of drivers, though, have issues throughout tonight's race. Austin Halton doing a little bit of start park save for Tyler Dangler. 2 drivers have had major issues. Justin Sipes went off the track and kind of spun around and called it a night brutally. And then Isaac Shelley having issues with the 2 of Danny Cochran and made their contact.
Damn, losing a bunch of time.
Shelley, he's made a public statement in their Discord just saying, most
oh my God,
had their own issues. And kind of felt the same way up here in the booth. And I'm curious, Zach, for Danny Cochran, if that's something that's going to be in the back of his mind for this race, or is it already behind him of, well, that situation happened, we'll deal with it after this race. I need a win, and I need it bad.
No, for sure.
I did that too, but a lot worse.
They feel that way.
I was gonna say, monkey too.
It's so easy in the heat of the moment just to make the wrong
We're
call
just
as a driver.
2 peas in a pod this race.
You got to go with what your gut says. So sometimes your gut tells you to do things that don't work out at the end of the day. So it's tough racing and really close.
124.36.
A really tried and true thing here at ISRC. So these guys, they'll move on past that. I know that they're clear on the right, upset from their own point of views at the end of the day, but it's just gonna hold hard race at the end of the day, and that's how it's works out as Cochran.
Bro, come on, man.
The 11 is, you can see it's just so tough to pass.
So hard to find an opening to go for these passes as that battle for fourth place continues to range on John Forbes, Danny Cochran going to be in line, but if Danny can get a better run, doesn't look like they'll be able to. Maybe could have had a chance to slide it down on the inside, push up the 11. this moment, it's all about finding the better exit, carry a little bit more speed than the driver ahead of you. And John Forbes has just been the driver who's hitting his marks and staying steady. We move up the battle for the lead, though, as Chase Schaefer, Vincent Sora, this is the closest the battle's been for the past 8 laps. Sora now finally within a half a second, but it's always been around this zone that Schaefer just looks stronger through turns 5A and 5B. These quick, tight corners that they're dealing with before they hit.
Dude, I'm losing so much time, and I don't understand. Like, do I have a problem?
Gun to the back stretch. We have the kinks of turn 6 and 7.
Optional might be catching up to you.
Turn 8, and also
Your right side's clear.
finally in front of these drivers.
Bro, this 42 is driving me nuts.
Find a way around. We're losing time.
That could play definitely a huge factor. I mean, Sora's been so quick everywhere, but I think, like you said, it's been the struggles through that turn 5 complex thing, because I even talking to Sora a little bit before the race, I got a chance to. That is exactly where he complained about he could not find what he needed. So the rest of the sector of the track, you can see he just closes right in here to this back section. He looks very, very strong, and I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on Schaefer here to have great exits, and that's where you see this thing start to pop up when that driver gets full in that mirror.
There's that pink and white machine against Tim Garcia. Driver was going to be fighting to stay in the lead lap, but going to be looking like the next victim to go a lap down. Looking back from Schaefer, see that 15 and blinking in and out. It's been a regular occurrence throughout the season, but Vincent Sora trying their best. And as this battle lane has been happening, there was a swap in fourth place. Danny Cochran finally winning it by John Forbes. To try to his best to run down Christopher Norris, but that is a 4-second gap lead that they have between third.
Are you getting all the way to 4th gear on the backstretch?
Bumper is Vincent Sora,
Yeah.
small tap,
Like,
trying to get
long
to that
before
back bumper,
the
another small little
corner?
tap.
Not long enough.
Incident at turn B that we've seen.
Right?
Yeah.
He's
Maybe
right
about
on the back
2/3,
bumper,
3/4 of the way down.
As Garcia
I think I
stays
got
low,
some-
that's a little
You
bit
probably have
of
undercarriage
elbows
damage from
41
that,
to
from
keep
you
this lead
catching
for
air.
now. But Vincent Sora ducking low, going high.
Because I'm
Inside
barely
lane,
getting to 4th
defended by
gear.
Schaefer.
Like, I haven't
Sora,
even
though, finds the
shifting
opening,
forward.
not able to get to the quarter panel. They'll stay in
I'll
line.
tell you
and
when I
turn
reach
eight.
4th here, I'm just
Sora
I'll head
backs
down
it
straight
up
away
though
now.
through this section. You'll see he's been really good through these final 2 corners right here. Look, he's gonna get right to the bumper.
The mobile 1
Even
sign up
gonna
shifted
open
into
the corner
3rd.
up here a little bit with a little bit on the quarter panel. This is his chance here, powering off the exit, and he puts the power down. He's gonna be
Then there's a
alongside
crest
it
in the
across
hill.
back stand.
Forcing Schaefer
Before the
to hit
braking
that
zone, that's where I hit
there was
4th.
the opening, and Chase Schaefer has to stay ahead. Cannot afford to see the 15 make this pass, but Vincent Sora, a veteran
Probably
of
about
the
2/3
series,
of the way down.
powers his way forward, keeps the nose, but Schaefer in the better defensive lane. Goff coming off the exit turn number 2.
That's probably where all your
He
time
needs to
is.
get on the throttle, keep a nose ahead. Sora able to keep it side by side into turn number 3. It's going to be seen the 41, the 15. If they stay side by side like this, Vincent Sora should be able to make the pass, but it's Sora not able to fully commit to this outside quarter panel pass yet. They still fight side by side into turn 5A. Sora positioning, Schaefer crossover move. Sora goes too wide. Schaefer's there on the inside, but not able to commit to the pass.
Man, I'm
Vincent
driving the
Sora
piss out of this thing, dude. I'm
finally takes the
trying.
lead.
Man, what a pass that was. He did it around the outside into turn 4. That is such a tough place to really commit when you run outside. The 41 gets loose going down
Okay,
the
Dakota,
hill.
you need to pass this
The
truck. You're losing too much time.
Yeah, sorry, the 15 then drives it deep into 5. The 41 tries to cross him over, and really just a great job from the Sora not allowing that 41 to shake him by going down the inside. He just set up the run.
Track
come up the
temperature's
corner.
decreasing.
Now let's
It's
see
now
if the 15 can
56
break away, because
Fahrenheit.
the speed I've seen from his lap times, he should have the pace to drive away from this 41.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Schaefer really had the help of that first half of this race with Christopher Norris being kind of the gunner, not intentionally, but kind of was just there, holding back the rest of the crew behind this 41. And now for Christopher Norris, his goal is now to try to run down Chase Schaefer and make a pass for second place as Vincent Sora makes his march forward. And now if you're the 15, it's don't make any more mistakes for yourself. And glory could be calling for the first time this season. You already have seen Vincent Sora's brother, Presley Sora, win back at Iowa. But here this season, I mean, Vincent Sora, past champion of this series, won back in season 1, coming in a dominant fashion, returned back last season after a long hiatus, and was one of the major threats for a championship. But here tonight, finally getting a win, great 8 races in, would be crazy to think, but it's been so long since we've seen Vincent Sora in a victory lane.
It really would be crazy to think. I mean, you think about his stats all throughout the league series. He's not just here at ISRC. This kid is hard to beat on a week-to-week
Just done a
basis.
123.82.
It seems like it's been
Sector
tough
1
for him
is
the past
1.3 seconds
really
off
2
the pace.
months here on iRacing. I think this win here could spark something. If he goes out here and he does pull off this checker flag,
Sorry, I heard you hit the draft a
watch
lot,
out
Danny,
for
so I
him,
wanted to
because
see what it
this
felt
kid's
like.
a lot before the playoffs, and that's what you don't want to see if you're his competitors. A hot Vincent Sora, because he will go out there and just have really, you know, the confidence and ego grow from winning races like this.
Under pressure.
Trying to stop blinking. Here's some other battles that are happening. It's for
I'm
ninth
hoping.
place for the
Dumbass
19,
4X.
16. Joshua Kanata, 16. Black, baby blue, and pink. Trying to hold back the 9 machine of Justin Campbell, both former Final Four contenders in this series, as Campbell to the inside, able to make the pass off of Joshua Kanata. Kanata, I mean, entering tonight, yeah, one of those drivers. It's not the most confident road course, but happy for a good top 15, top 10 run, and currently marching for a top 10 run in 10th place. As Campbell, one of the drivers that started further on back, our biggest mover of the night, up 11 positions, now up to 9th place. And drivers further up ahead of him, battle that's soon to be creeping up, battle for 3rd, Christopher Norris, Danny Cochran. Danny Cochran's going to have another attempt to try to get by this 38 machine.
Big mistake last time by for Christopher Norris, down into turn number 7.
Last lap time was at 124.00.
Let's see if he can navigate through this section well this time, because
Watch your right.
already
Clear right.
within a second.
Right side is clear.
We saw the two. He has been aggressive tonight. He's been willing to make the moves.
Nice one, mate.
It's just been mistakes that have kept him back with his speed he's showing right now. Let's
Oh,
see if he
man,
can continue
finally.
to close the gap a little bit fresher. A 1 lap fresher tire difference too on this 2.
Oh, Cedric's spun.
About 2 tenths quicker last time.
No, for your Joshua Stoll fans out there, still battling with good Moniz, is just passed by the 5 or 16th position. To gain maybe a few more spots, if possible. Other battles that are happening. It looks like Cedric Hunter having a slight mistake for the 13 as he loses 2 spots to Campbell and Joshua Kanata. 13 to have to resettle in, and they'll not lose any more ground. Mark Whitley is on the back bumper of this Hello Kitty machine. And see here about Cedric Hunter again. What's up to 8th
See if we can at
place?
least try to drive away from him.
Don't let this guy distract you.
Now is in defensive mode and trying to hold back what the driver's willing to use the outside of these vehicles. Knows you've got a body that can rub its racing. It's always the key when you talk about NASCAR. Mark Whitley in traffic, using up a little bit of the side panels. Always a known combination late in these races.
For sure, he's definitely going to try and take his power here to get by the 13 of Cedric Hunter, who has had a bunch of mistakes. He's also much older tires. Look at this, locking up that left front. That is a huge mistake there from the 13, and not going to get a good drive here out of 5. And now you're going to have Mark Whitley all over your back bumper, heading down the Mario Kart straight. It's going to be tough here for Hunter to hold back the 77, who just seems like he's got the pace advantage when it comes to this 13 now.
That's the pace advantage, but not the positioning to set up his pass just yet. Going to be again going into turn 1 seems to be the better opportunities for some of these drivers, or just making a pass. So right now it's setting up, putting the pressure. Cedric Hunter trying to hit his marks, but again, want to stay off those rumble strips. They are not your friend, even though they seem
Check
so
him up a little
appetizing.
bit.
Roll over as Mark Whitley touching the grass just slightly, going to kill his momentum.
So you
but
get him
both
off of you there.
drivers
Not
going forward, though.
Run down Joshua Kanata, and that last lap, Kanata was slower than both Cedric Hunter and Mark Whitley. The 16, not in the same place for this race just yet. It is still going to be ramping up till the end of this run.
He's on my
Also
shoulder
under
right now.
Russell
God damn it, get
Hunter,
off,
placed
kitty.
behind Mark Whitley and others. There's also Cody Reed, Jared Talmadge, Larry Yingling. That trio has not given up on this battle. They are still almost identically to where they've been for the
Play with
past
you all you want after this.
almost 20 laps.
It's impressive that Reed has been able to hold these two off for so long, and like you said, I mean, it looks like a mirror image of what we've seen earlier. So great battle and fortitude from Cody Reed here in the 25 to hold back the 61 and the 67 of Larry Yingling and Jared Talmadge. So see if this can continue on for much longer, because Reed has just got to hold on for 7 more times around here if he wants to hold on for that 12th position.
hate to move away from this battle that we're seeing on the screen, but we got to go up to third place because Christopher Norris has a wall of drivers behind him. Just got by the lap car Sam Garcia, but now you've got your teammate of John Forbes, and directly behind is Danny Cochran putting the pressure on Christopher Norris. Norris has to be careful here because this too looks like he's fast and not willing to be patient at this moment, but Danny's doing a good job. He's trying to
probably gonna get to that top 15, unfortunately.
Almost identical to what we saw for Vincent Sora on Jay Schaefer. It's get on that back bumper, put all the pressure, and force the driver ahead and make the mistake.
Thank you.
Instead, Danny Cochran throws it in there into turn 5, almost makes contact. The two doing all the work. Christopher Norris with a switchback move, though. They're going to be side by side on the long straightaway.
Great switchback from Christopher Norris there to clear the two. Machina Cochran looks like he will finally get it done.
Oh shit, moment right there.
Now down the back straightaway here to see if he'll take another opportunity.
That was
The
123.
38 machine. Now he's going to try to send it down the outside, and almost same contact between him and Isaac Shelley. The two turned in aggressively there. 38 there, but he's going to close the door here as they come to the final set of corners. And look, like you said, John Forbes right here too. This grouping's all, you know, grouping up together, and it's interesting too because Christopher Norris seemed like had great long run pace in that first half of the race. Mistakes have been prevalent though in this run for him.
I think it was just that overdrive
behind
that
is
we were
increasing.
seeing
It's now
trying
1.8.
to keep up with trying to catch up to Chase Schaefer. Frustrated on the fact that Larry Yingling was holding them back. We're trying to keep up with Vincent Sora instead of just running his own race that was naturally
driver in front of us is
overdrove,
car
killed the
number
tires.
24.
Now
Their
he's
rating
just
is
in pure
3.4.
survival mode. Is Christopher Norris with 6 laps to go. That's too many laps to try to hold back the 2 and the 11. But Christopher Norris is going to try every opportunity to run.
Oh, it's totally pulling away from
Cody
42 now, so that's good.
hold back the
It'll give
rest
us a
of the
little
field
breathing
behind
room
him.
here.
Here's the 2 goes for the move. He's going to move across it. Put himself on the nose.
And John Forbes says, thank you very much. I'll take both those positions.
Oh, thank God. Let's go. I need that. I really need that. Is he like killed?
No,
it was coming, and it was another dive bomb move into turn number 5. And Danny Cochran
Was it into the double apex?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I can see his tire tracks all through the freaking grass
and
leading
now
up to
will
it.
Christopher Norris give any retaliation, or is it just
He's lucky.
fight
I'd
on
say it
with
could have been a
all
lot
you
bigger.
got?
Yeah, it was
Sliding in there. Now they're going to be
broadcast.
side by side here through this section. This ain't going to end pretty.
No, it's not. More contact's going to be made. Danny Cochran's going to be pushing a little bit wide, forcing the 38 to back off. And for Danny Cochran, he's playing with danger. We know
Danny's having that Mark Whitley meltdown this week since Mark hasn't had it.
But also when you flip that switch for Christopher Norris where the aggression level's higher, more mistakes.
Maybe you can have one if you found the top 10, Cody.
Norris, if you fallen back from battling for at one
Now you
point,
watch me one more time, he's going to find the barrier.
now you're all the way back in 5th place, fighting for everything you
Dang, guys, I'm sorry.
5 laps to go. I've got a feeling turn 5 is where we're going to see.
We should shoot Cody Reed.
Danny Cochran did a crazy dive bomb move. It's now Christopher Norris' chance, but that's if he stays close enough.
We'll see. Yeah, he's a good bit farther back than Cochran was. But Cochran was willing to send it, but I don't think Christopher Norris is going to have the confidence to send it on the 2 there. But the 2
Danny
blows
goes
the
low.
corner.
Danny makes a mistake, and Norris just takes advantage. He didn't have to do a dive bomb move. He just takes the position away.
Oh man, you gotta wonder if just that little bit of having the 38 behind him maybe allows him to come off the brake a little bit sooner, so 38 can't get there.
Last lap time was at 123.85. Sector
This
1
race
is
has been
1.1
full
seconds
of
off the pace.
crazy battles.
Sector 2 is not.
Danny, you're going to have Norris going through sensitivity training.
Try to keep him tires down because he's still gonna have to hold his 2 back wheels.
Hope to God not, because then he'll end up like you.
And here we go, another round, another chance. And Danny Cochran is right on that back bumper of Christopher Norris. Turn 5, hello, we can't wait. But we first got a couple of corners before then.
I think if anyone's going to shoot Cody Reed, it should be Danny, because, like, what's one more? His kill count's already super high this race.
Was the danger zone because of how crazy the wrecks we were seeing there in the first half of this race.
In the paint test.
Is where we're seeing all these dive bomb moves, and the 2 is setting up for another chance at this pass. Christopher Norris just does not look confident in this first section of the race.
I've got a front row seat to Cedric versus Mark here.
He needs a good run here, but Danny Cochran's
who's going to be the first to fuck up?
Go for another dive bomb move.
Behind us now. 1.6 seconds.
In the braking zones, it seems like the 30. He's not willing to risk it like some of these others. Is look at Cochran just closes right up to him in the braking zone. So the 38 has definitely lost something this run that just hasn't worked out for him. Maybe just the tires not coming in right, like you said, got held up a little bit by Yingling, and maybe just drove just a little bit long on those first opening laps. That's all it can take some time. Is that
Alright, Dakota, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. That lap time was 1:23.56.
So 38 Norris going to have his.
I promise you that wasn't intentional, but it feels fitting for the blocking.
And updates for driver battles further on back. Jared Tallman finally, after 20 laps of battling, finally makes the move. A slight contact there off the entry of turn 10. Norris holds strong for this 4th place position. This 38 does not want to give up any more spots for himself. But Jared Tallman's finally able to get by Cody Reed. Reed now going to be under fire from Larry Yingling and back for that 13th position. Other great battles that are happening on track is for 9th, Cedric Hunter, Mark Whitley, and Joshua Kanata. Now those 3 drivers are on top of one another, but we got to go back to that battle for 4th because you just know the fireworks continue to spark. When will it fully explode and emerge of who's going to be in this position? Or will neither driver hold on to 3rd, 4th, and 5th? As Danny Cochran right on the back bumper again as we make the climb up into turn number 5.
This is where he's been aggressive for sure. And oh, he's going to try to get back to the back bumper, loses the rear. And these two right here, how hard they're racing each other, it could ruin both their races if one of them just ends up doing a little too much because, man, they are definitely pushing for every little limit.
I mean, it looks like Danny is giving up on the dive bomb to get to the inside in that first turn, in turn 5, turn A. Is trying to set up for the exit onto the long straightaway. It's just not there. And every time we get to the
Mark and Cedric look like they're fighting for the win, man. They are battling hard.
It looks like Christopher Norris kind of backing off a little bit more and forcing the 2 to hit that back bumper. Now Danny Cochran right on the back bumper, slide tap, and it's going to get the 38 out of shape. Danny Cochran, though, gets wiggled and loose, and we're right back on it. And it's Norris holding on for 4.
I like
this track.
T1 behind us now. 4.5 seconds. 1 lap in front.
This is,
yeah.
The push is going to come to
This is honestly my favorite race course.
We see the 2 definitely be getting pretty aggressive, but I think that aggression level is only going to pick up more and more here as those 2 continue to probably bicker and fight back and forth here for this 4th position. Trenton Jump about 3.5 seconds back behind him. He's saying, go ahead, guys. Do what you got to do and maybe pull over and wreck for me because I'll gladly take over that 4th position from his middle barrel here, Vincesora, who's about 3.5 seconds out front. Vincesora, it's going to tell 2 different runs for him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he almost got himself dumped out into the grass and out of this race to a great recovery run where he got some help from his teammate that held back Christopher Norris from taking the lead position from Schaefer. Schaefer tried everything in his power to hold back to 15, but it just wasn't enough. And Vincent Sora, all the time, put into practice, is rewarded at this moment as he's coming around these final last couple of events.
Oh, no way.
Turn number 10, Vincent Sora takes the white flag here for the Polite Boost 200. This 15 has been on complete cruise control as he continues to dominate up front for this final lap around here at Mosport Canadian Park.
Yeah, he's done a great job. 3.5 seconds about a 4-second gap now. He's just got to bring it back home, as they would say.
Gap 2 on Sega ahead as he increases.
It's really done a good job of having that one mistake between him and Christopher Norris that shoved him off the racetrack to fight back after that. You know, he could have been out of it.
I look like I'm going to cruise home with 11th here unless Marker or Cedric kill each other in front of me.
Oh, I was hoping to stay on the lead lap the whole race, but I guess that's not going to happen.
Last couple of opportunities for Danny Cochran to take this 4th place position away. Are you willing to risk it? But it looks like Norris, given a complete opportunity, goes a little bit too wide, grazes the grass, had to back out of the throttle.
The gap to P1 behind is now 1.9
They'll stay
seconds.
side by side as they go up the climb to turn 5A. Danny Cochran's in better positioning. Christopher Norris turns the 2.
Wow.
Danny Cochran gets spun
Norris is
around,
wrecked, Danny.
and Norris
Yeah, you can say something when we face in the top 10.
The 38 pulls
Appreciate it,
away.
Norris. Thanks for driving clean.
Trenton Jump,
So the usual
Danny,
Norris
you
and
can say something
Norris.
when you win a race this season, or even make the playoffs.
White flag, last lap.
Good win, Vincent. I don't know where it came from, but you fucking came.
Oh, we will finish on the lead lap. Thank God.
Vincent Sora back
Whoa.
in the victory lane. The 15.
Yeah,
It took way too long, but race 8 of the season. Vinny
Yeah, good race, dude.
back into the win column.
I botched my quality lap and tried to give it away in every way possible tonight, but that was still a really good race, guys.
When he thought maybe
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to push. I wonder if I just had my brake bias set up too much because it looked like you were just turning a lot better than me.
Thomas Green would up and did possibly if
Win Vincent. Awesome race, Trenton. I hate that happened to you, but that was awesome.
What the hell happened with those two?
Sorry to hear for more than 3 years.
I tried to send it to 25.
Oh my god.
I had to get a bunch of time there, otherwise I wasn't gonna have
Yeah, I have no clue what happened. I went into one and
Mark really got Cedric
Did
going.
right?
Did you? Danny Cochran's incident giving another spot. So
Good race in there, Mark. That was fun.
Heading to the likes of Thomas Green. We keep our camera on Danny Cochran because, as I said, he's going to be trying to run down 38 machine of Christopher Norris, but it looks like he's thinks otherwise.
Danny.
And instead, we'll move back over to Danny.
Good race, Cedric. I was worried we were going to kill each other there, but that was a good finish.
Going to be taking the win. Zach, what a
Oh, yeah, no, I was the first one to pit, and my fucking tires were shot. I was basically just mirror driving there the last like 15 laps of the race, trying my best to stay position. I was really hoping you weren't going to do what you did, but I mean, I don't blame you for doing it.
Thanks for being very patient with me there, Larry.
I actually think that's Danny's fault.
It is.
It looks a bit like Danny's fault, honestly. Norris kind of actually holds a pretty steady line, and Danny just turns up.
Yeah, good. I knew you were faster than me anyway.
That's Danny's fault, straight up.
He hit the curb and it shot him to the left a little bit.
Yeah,
That's kind of like him and Whitley at fucking New Hampshire.
Speaking of Whitley, I want to see this battle. Look at the battle that you have between Cedric and Mark, man. Oh my god, what a fucking fight to the end. The last lap between those two was wild to watch.
Somebody jinxed me. Okay. That's a fun race.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll take the 16th.
There was some beef in the chat. I don't know what happened.
I can show you what happened. One moment. Let me hit up this whole share screen here. I'll show you what happened.
Hold on, let me look at that. Let me take a look.
Well, first off, this is not what happened. I just want to acknowledge this battle between Cedric and Mark Whitley. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah, we're in VR. Let's see it.
Yeah, we're in VR. That's Justin Campbell. That's Danny Cochran. Where the fuck am I? Mark Whitley. This was just a great battle. This is not what it was.
Was this last lap?
Yeah, this is last corner. This was great. I was right behind this watching it. He gave him the bumper.
Oh.
He gave him the bumper. He got him too.
I would have fucking left hooked him.
Oh, same. But no, so it was between Danny and Norris, and Danny is saying that Norris hooked him. I disagree.
Yeah, Danny hit the curb.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Brandon, look at this shit.
Oh no, I already see what's coming.
What shit?
Look at my stream. Oh fuck.
Oh.
That's the incident. But like, if I ride with Norris, yeah, he's mad. But like, Norris holds a steady line here.
Norris can plenty of room.
Yeah,
at this time, like, and then he touched. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Danny's fault.
I mean, I should be over here.
That's slow.
Oh, look at my fucking wheel on my cockpit cam, bro.
I'm just looking at like the car widths. I mean, like Norris is holding a steady line. Danny just comes up.
Not great, but
I don't know what Danny's pissed about. He did that to himself.
Yeah, like slowly bring it back over.
But I appreciate y'all tuning in. We might go live here again here in a little bit for NCAA Dynasty.
What was that other day earlier?
Because you
was
guys
it him and Danny earlier? That's fun too.
I did a fucking 360,
appreciate y'all tuning
bro.
in, and we'll see you guys soon.